Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Whenever you're watching this, I was asked yesterday, what's the difference between the Rhodia Webnotebook and the Rhodia Dotpad? And I had never really thought about it until I got a comment on the video I posted asking me the difference, and if they would like to see the difference, they would like to hear my thoughts on the difference between the two. And so yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So the main difference, other than like the obvious, is really the size. You can clearly tell like the size difference between them. Like the notepad is way bigger. So I want to say this is the number. What number is this? This is the number. So this is the Dotpad N18. So it's a number 18 size. And what size is that? So the number 18 size is an A4 size. So yeah, that's the size of this, and this is an A5. Another difference is I want to say this one has 80 gram. Well, not want to say this has 80 gram vellum paper in it, and it's white paper. You see, it's white with the dots on it, and it has this cool little thing where like it has this cool feature where like it, if you look at it, like it has the indents on here so that you can flip it back and it like actually, goes back like that. And yeah, so that's this. And then this is the soft cover notebook. So, and this has what size paper? I said it yesterday. This has 90 gram. This has 90 gram Clairefontaine paper in it, and it's in like it's a notebook, right? But I think the main difference is the feel of the paper. I want it like when you use these Clairefontaine, not when you use these Clairefontaine ones. When you use the Web Notebook, they have this it's almost like a waxy smooth kind of finish to it. Like it feels very smooth when you write on it, right? It's kind of hard to capture in video, but I'll do a writing sample on both towards the end. But it's kind of weird how it works in this 90 gram notebook. Like you can definitely feel the what am I trying to say? You can definitely feel the weight of it when like you hold the paper. Like it definitely feels different, right? But like it's really smooth. Like this paper is very smooth, and it feels not greasy, but I guess it's kind of like waxy. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe, but like it feels fine. Like when you're writing, it kind of like glides, right? It's like a little too smooth, especially when like I use like a broad nib. Like it feels like it's sliding. Like it's very, very smooth, and I don't know. Sometimes it's weird, sometimes it's not. This one has like a similar feel to it, but this one is like a little bit more scratchy, right? So you get a little bit more feedback when you write. Even when using a broad nib or a stub, like you get a little bit more feedback. I've noticed with fine nibs, like you don't get as much feedback on it as you do with like a lighter weight paper. So I like them both, honestly. But they're different. Their use is different, so I use them for different purposes. I do honestly like the Rhodia Web Notebooks better for like continuous writing, because you can use a variety of different nib sizes on it because the paper is a 90 gram, and you don't have to worry about anything like bleeding through. You don't have to worry about bleeding through on the notepad either. Like if you like to write on the notepad, I mean, more power to you. Go ahead and do your thing. It's just not something that I would like to continuously write on or use as like a journal. But I do like them both. I'm more partial towards the notebooks than the dot pads, but I think the dot pads or any notepad in general has its uses for me. So we'll get into a writing sample really quick, and I'll show you all. Like I don't know if you'll even be able to tell the difference. And that's the thing. So I don't even know if you'll be able to tell the difference in like when I'm writing or in a writing sample, but we'll give it a shot anyway. So in the writing sample, I'm going to be using my trusty Twisby Eco T in my Oxford Blue ink. So we'll just do a simple writing sample. So in in writing with this particular pen, it's very smooth, right? Like I said before, like it glides across the paper, and it's very interesting. Like now that like I'm looking at it and comparing it, like it's very interesting, like how smooth it is, right? And so and then we'll switch over to the just switch over really quick. So even in writing on both, you can't really even tell the difference, which is I think is a good thing, but we'll see. Let me turn your. Even in writing in both of them, I'm not. I don't think I'm really partial to either of them. I do think that the web notebook is slightly smoother to write on than the dot pad. But other than that, like I don't really like. I guess like if you're really writing and like doing like long writing sessions, like I probably could tell a little bit more if I wrote longer. I personally have never done like a direct comparison back to back like that, and there is a little bit more feedback, and it's like a little bit more scratchy. It's a little bit scratchier, I guess, on the dot pad, but like it's very like I think it will vary between the type of pen you use too, because I know even from like pen to pen on which ones that I have, like you can tell the difference between how the pen writes, and I think it really all depends on the pen that you have. And I have two Twisby Eagles. I have three. I have two with a fine nib, and they both write differently. So I think it's really all dependent on the type of pen that you use, if you ask, in my opinion. So either or, like I said, personally, I would choose the web notebook over the dot pad if I had only one. Um, but again, they're all for different. The use cases are different, so I don't necessarily have to choose. I can have it all because I use them for different things. But if I only had to have one, I would take the web notebook, just personally. So thank you all for watching. I hope I answered the question correctly, or to the hopefully I answered the question enough to give you the answer that you were looking for. I appreciate your comment, and I appreciate the comments on the video that I just posted and all the other videos. Please consider subscribing. Again, thank y'all.